New owners, uncertainty, player contracts, important figures around Chelsea Football Club. Will they stay or will they go? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host Jan, and I hope you're doing well. I really do hope that in these turbulent times. Welcome back to Chelsea News, of course, the daily series here on Football Therapy, where I reflect on what's being said about Chelsea around the media, giving you my opinion. But more importantly, asking for yours. Today I want to talk about Thomas Tuchel's stance with Chelsea Football Club. Marina Granovskaia, will she leave Chelsea? Potentially following Roman Abramovich. Wyss, the potential buyer, is he a bad buyer? Also his potential partner, Boehly, another one, a big figure in this sort of consortium that's been linked to buying Chelsea. Is he suitable? I also want to go through the supporters' trust statements as well. There's plenty more I could have spoken about in today's video, but I don't want to overwhelm you guys, and we have plenty to get into today. So settle in, get comfortable, make sure you do subscribe if you're yet to do so, and should you choose to do so, make sure the bell notification icon is turned on, because I upload all the time. Whenever there's some big news, I'll be uploading, so you got to keep it locked, man. And yeah, please do drop a like on the video. It's a way of showing me your support, and it means a lot. Right, Thomas Tuchel's spoken in his pre-match press conference, and he said some nice stuff. In times of uncertainty, Chelsea need to hold on to what they have. I've spoken in previous videos the positive and quite profound effect of Roman Abramovich's investment into, of course, the club, the men's team, the women's team, but also the academy, and therefore he leaves a profound legacy of success and a relative level of self-sufficiency moving forwards. But one more immediate thing, and it's been a really important figure, of course, is the manager, Thomas Tuchel, a world-class coach. I think very few would argue against Thomas Tuchel being a top 5 manager in the world. Many Chelsea fans would say he's the best, considering, you know, the fact how he's inherited a relatively dysfunctional squad, talented but dysfunctional, and made them play very, very well. Perhaps not cultivated a culture like, you know, Pep Guardiola has won that many trophies, but you'd think someone like Thomas Tuchel, given the time and the platform, could build a big, successful, long career. Now, he's been wonderful throughout these turbulent times at Chelsea Football Club. He's been like a really, you know, like lucid spokesperson. In a time where he's answering questions he shouldn't have, need to answer, he's been sincere, he's been authentic, and he's been emotional and passionate, because that's important. Football is an emotional part of everybody's lives. You don't want sterile, boring stuff. This guy has come out emotionally and spoken about his guilt with the war and, him being in a privileged position. He's spoken about, yes, he realises the seriousness of this change for Chelsea Football Club, but he's not afraid of change. And in today's press conference, he talked about how, and again, he's been diplomatic, he's been very intelligent, and at times I think Thomas Tuchel's been strategic, coming into Chelsea Football Club with his eyes open, knowing what Chelsea's reputation is when it comes to managers, and knowing his own reputation that he had recently developed at his previous 2 clubs. He seemingly was going to make real sure that he wasn't going to cause any trouble, but he said positive things that I love everything about being at the club, was his words when he spoke of Chelsea Football Club. He doesn't want to go anywhere, and there was fears and speculation that this move could make him feel like, you know what, I want to tap out now, because Tuchel joined Chelsea knowing that Roman Abramovich is the owner and spends a lot of money for the managers, buys them loads of super players so they can win titles, and Chelsea win titles. This is a great job. Managers always win, even when they don't do that great. And the owner will buy me loads of players. Not only that, he's increased his own stock by winning the Champions League and, of course, the Super Cup and Club World Cup. So he could be like, Roman's gone, everyone's going to want me, I'm off, mate. And he didn't say that. He says, no, I love this club, and I love being here. And I wanted to start off the video talking about that and speaking of Tuchel, because it's so positive, and it's important that we highlight that. Moving on, before we talk about potential owners and the supporters' trust, I want to have some words on Marina Granovskaia. Of course, she is the number 2 to Roman Abramovich. He brought her into Chelsea Football Club, and she had to sort of learn the industry and the game of football. She's always been an excellent negotiator, and throughout the last 10-20 years, she slowly worked her way up into Chelsea Football Club until being the club's director, chief. She's the head honcho, the person that runs Chelsea Football Club. Of course, winning that award at the Golden Boy... Is it the Golden Boy Awards? Being like, best club director or something. So she's been recognised as maybe the best at what she's been recognised as the best at what she does. A lot of people don't like Marina Granovskaia, but that's because people in football clubs want to direct their frustrations, and there's always frustrations, at someone. The fact of the matter is, Marina Granovskaia runs Chelsea very well. She's recognised as a world-class negotiator, possibly the best in the game, and she's always commanded respect from everyone, except I think Roman Abramovich. Of course, Roman respects her, but Antonio Conte, I believe, fell out with Marina Granovskaia. And maybe because she made him feel uncomfortable, because she just basically ruled him with an iron fist, and he likes to sort of be a power figure, Antonio Conte. The truth is, Marina Granovskaia, one of the best things that could happen to us would be her staying at Chelsea Football Club. New owners are going to come in, and we're going to need some form of continuity and stability. And trust me, in a club like Chelsea Football Club, continuity and stability is a rare commodity. So she could see us over a transitional period, but also if Chelsea are to become more sustainable and we need to sell some players, we talk about her being world-class negotiator. In fact, how she got up to 160 million for Eden Hazard, who was, pushing 30 with 12 months left on his deal, is nothing short of miraculous and absolute brilliant. The fact that she got like 55-60 million pounds for Morata, I think we made a profit on Morata, which is just mental considering. And again, I've referenced it before, Diego Costa, we made like a 20 million pound profit on Diego Costa, despite our own manager saying he's never going to play for us again, despite the player himself saying he's only going to sign for one club in Atletico. I always thought we'd sell him for 10-15 million pounds to Atletico because our balls were in a vice, but she got 55-60 million. It's absolutely insane. We need this figure to remain at our club to help us through these turbulent times. She knows the club, and she can generate additional revenue. Now, let's move on and let's talk about these potential owners. Now, things are moving quickly all the time. I just realised I haven't got a frame on this. Bing! There you go. Things are moving very, very quickly all the time. Now, of course, a consortium led by Hansjörg Wyss, or Wyss, however you say it. And let's talk about him first. He's an 86-year-old businessman, so he's super old, dude. He seemingly he wants to buy Chelsea out of spite because he doesn't like Roman Abramovich, and he wants to be the one to take his entity, I suppose. He doesn't really like football, and by all accounts, he wouldn't really want to put a lot of money into the club. Now, in terms of the figure himself, he's very empowerment to the West. He wants to spend. Everyone wants to spend $1 billion on saving the planet. In terms of Western PR, it looks quite good, but in terms of running a football club, Chelsea fans have immediately rejected him, and maybe rightly so, because of his words against Roman Abramovich, who truly loved Chelsea. He was a Chelsea fan. He is a football fan, and all he wanted was Chelsea to do well in that sense. Whereas if you look at an owner, surely you want an owner to like football and wants the team that he buys to win at football. Is that not a prerequisite for buying something? Surely that's what an owner wants to have. Understandably, many Chelsea fans are upset about this. And of course, it's not just him, and the dude's super old, man. I mean, he's 86, pushing 87, it just seems wild. The other guy, of course, is Todd Boehly. Now, he's involved in sports, of course, the Los Angeles Dodgers. And I've tweeted out, I've asked about certain people. A lot more people are a little bit more positive about Todd Boehly's potential involvement in the purchase of Chelsea Football Club. Just going to read his Wikipedia page here, just a couple of sentences, and this is under sports. Boehly owns 20% of the Los Angeles Dodgers and also is a part owner of the Los Angeles Sparks. In 2019, Boehly made an attempt to buy the English football club Chelsea for $3 billion, which maybe at the time was, I don't know, 2.2 billion pounds. But the current owner, Russian billionaire tycoon Roman Abramovich, rejected the takeover bid. Boehly is an owner of a fantasy sports company, DraftKings, and esports organisation Cloud9. Oh, he owns Cloud9. Wild. That's where Shroud came from. Didn't know that. That's kind of interesting. So yeah, clearly integrated in football and has already tried to buy Chelsea Football Club and has tried to buy Chelsea. This is important. He's tried to buy Chelsea Football Club because he wanted to when Chelsea wasn't officially for sale. Now, many people have speculated since 2018, since Roman Abramovich withdrew his visa application, that Chelsea hasn't officially been for sale, but Roman's been listening to offers, and I guess maybe Boehly got that idea and was like, oh, I want to buy Chelsea, have $3 billion. So off the bat, people are, I mean, I don't know anything about this guy, I'm just learning about him, but compared to Wyss, who's just like, I don't like football, he's a knob, I'm going to take his club. Whereas this Boehly guy has actively tried to buy Chelsea before and is involved with sports, and by all accounts understands how it works and maybe tries to win. Again, feel free to correct me, go into details down into the comment section. If you know a lot about Boehly, please do comment and share your knowledge with us here on the Football Therapy channel. Myself and the subscribers and viewers would like to learn about him. I do want to talk about what the Chelsea Supporters Trust statement says. I'll read it with you guys. I was going to talk a little bit more about Marina Granovskaia, but essentially the story at the moment is new owners would be open to keeping Marina Granovskaia. I think Tuchel would like her to stay as well. So, it's interesting. We'll see what happens there. Let's just get this on the screen for you guys. 1 second, I just need to click something. Wow, this is annoying. Just go back to my face quickly. So you've got that to look at. Maybe I'll just read it out to you actually, because this might be. Let's try once more, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, okay. Well, that's very small, but hopefully you can see it. I'll read it like that with you anyway. Trust in our future. What if I do this? Oh, there you go. We'll just zoom in once more. Okay, here we go. Trust in our future. This is from the Chelsea Supporters Trust, which is important. The Chelsea Supporters Trust notes media reports that negotiations for the sale of Chelsea Football Club are moving at pace and the deal may potentially be agreed within days. Securing the club's future and supporting our supporters is paramount. Prospective owners must engage supporters at the earliest opportunity and take steps to ensure the club is supporter-orientated and sustainable. As an immediate gesture of goodwill, negotiations for the purchase of the club must include 1. The outstanding balance of the loan from Chelsea Football Club to the pitch owners should be forgiven, so that Stamford Bridge is secured by and for the Chelsea supporters. That is a big one. The relevant recommendations of the fan-led review of football governance report by Tracy Crouch are implemented, namely a golden share for fans to protect key items from the club's heritage, and then B, consultation with supporters through the creation of democratically elected shadow board. Interesting, getting fans involved. Continued support for Chelsea F.C. women, and yes, that's paramount as well. And it's not a given these days. If you look at Liverpool and the training facilities they built for the men only, a commitment from prospective owners is to meet the Chelsea Supporters Trust at the earliest opportunity to engage in regular constructive dialogue with supporters on issues of supporter interest, including fair ticketing and stadium development. Stadium development, of course, is a big one. I made a video about that yesterday. That's a big question, and the owners will be thinking, okay, so, you know, we'll buy Chelsea, but a big thing with Chelsea is they've got 44k capacity at Stamford Bridge. That feels big when you're there, but you know, they'll be wanting, think of like this, you can get a massive additional chunk of revenue if that was 60, 65k. It doesn't have to be as big as Old Trafford, but it needs to be bigger considering the size of the club. A commitment from prospective owners to continue the legacy of Chelsea's foundation community work. A guarantee there will be no attempts to exit existing sporting structures without the engagement of key stakeholders. With supporters at the forefront, this includes the European Super League. In quotes, we call on the Premier League, the Football Association, the Football Supporters Association to support the above demands. This is an important juncture in demonstrating a commitment to improved governance in football with communities and supporters at its heart. The Chelsea Supporters Trust calls on the Chelsea supporters to join the Supporters Trust and endorse the aims above to ensure our voice is heard. This is important, and it's important they call out the Premier League, the FA, because this is the biggest sale in football. Surely it is. The champions of Europe are being sold in the Premier League, and they're a Premier League team, the biggest team in the world. This is an opportunity for the Premier League and the FA to set a precedent of fans are important, football is important, you know, and we got to make sure new owners can't run away and do any, like, you know, stuff. Whatever your opinion on Roman Abramovich in terms of historical generating revenue, whatever, in terms of what he did for English football, second to none. He made the club great. He brought in superstars into the Premier League. He did so much for the charity. He did so much for women's football development, academy football development, anti-discrimination charity campaigns. His presence in English football in isolation was profound. Now, you can't expect the same from new owners, but this is an opportunity for governing bodies like the Premier League and the FA to be like, right, just make sure we don't let in some, like, people that's going to degrade the game and make the experience worse for the fans. It's their responsibility. Guys, let me know what you think. I've gone on for ages in this video. Comment down below. Please do subscribe if you're yet to do so. And I'm making videos all the time, so keep it locked. Peace.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought. Body bag the verse, outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double, silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo, chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't. I laugh me, baby.